Right then, this is a quick walk around video, and this is for Honda CR-V 1.6 EX automatic diesel. This car has covered 65,000 miles. It's been beautifully looked after, fitted with the optional side steps from Honda. And obviously this is the facelift version on this generation car. Absolutely stunning. The light unfortunately doesn't do any favours. It's this colour looks absolutely stunning on the car. Go around the front, you can tell there straight away, new style front end with the new headlights, chrome, silver trims at the bottom. Looks absolutely beautiful, really clean as well. Bonnet itself hardly exhibits a stone chip anywhere. I mean, there will be some obviously, but they're minuscule. Near side, passenger side first, absolutely mirror smooth in the panel work. Near side front alloy, the one takes all the bashing and not a mark on it at all. And the remaining panels, absolutely lovely. It's just been washed off, it's not been polished or anything like that. It's just got a natural lustre to the paintwork on this car. Near side rear alloy, again, absolutely unmarked. And come around the bumper corners, again at the back, lovely and clean. See the lower silver trim again on these facelift versions. And then bumper corner on the offside, again, absolutely clean. And panel work again, there's absolutely no indentations at all. Offside rear alloy, absolutely unmarked. And panel work, that's unfortunately a bird has just deposited something on the side of the car there. There is no mark there. The remaining panels, absolutely superb. And final alloy, completely unmarked. So externally, the car is in absolutely stunning condition. Let's come into the back of the car now. Low sill height for these CR-Vs, really popular with dog owners. Don't have to jump up quite so far as they do with certain brands of cars. Boot is in absolutely beautiful condition and is absolutely enormous as well. Also you get those quick folding rear seats as well, which is a lovely feature on the car. It's coming to the back now, wide opening rear doors, and it's again a really nice feature. They're virtually 90 degrees, makes getting in and out so easy. Legroom is astonishing in the CR-Vs. Those front seats are set for me, and I'm 6 foot tall, so it just shows how much legroom we get. You can see here this wonderful interior, kind of this ivory leather, looks absolutely superb. Let's go into the front passenger door card. That's where the wind's just decided to pick up out of the blue. Footwell areas all lovely and clean, and the front passenger seat there looks like it's had absolutely no use at all. It's virtually new in terms of condition. With the driver's door card, all of them are in absolutely lovely condition. Got the electric memory seat switches there as well on there, and again footwell areas with obviously it's got a full set of mats on the car, and then leatherwork on the driver's seat, again absolutely superb. So inside the car now, engine's running for this section so the dash can be seen illuminated, which to all intents and purposes looks absolutely as new. Big screen, new style sat nav on these later EX versions. Pop the car into reverse there, you get that lovely gridded rear parking camera as well, all working exactly as it should. Dual zone climate control system. Centre storage, again just been kept wonderfully well. Heated suite seats, everything's been checked and works absolutely perfectly on the car, by the way, so it pretty much always does. Dashboard there, 65,000 miles, 910 miles. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all whilst the engine's running on this car. It really is in absolutely lovely condition in here. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and lock and wheel nut key, both here and present with the car. Alright then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a lovely car. This is a Honda CR-V 1.6 diesel EX automatic. This particular car is registered ST15OTR, and mileage at the start of the road test is 65,911 miles. The reason we do these videos is basically so that if anyone's looking at this car in an advert online, they actually get to see that very car in operation, which we think is really important. customers of ours are willing to travel huge distances to come to us, and we know to our costs just how frustrating it can be to go and see a car which can look fantastic in the photographs and the adverts, and then only to get there and drive it to find out that it's got a fundamental issue which you should have been told about, because it'd be obvious as soon as you drove the car. So that's why we do it, and it's also done on part of the road test route any prospective buyer would go on. The reason for that being obviously that it'd be representative of what you'd feel yourself should you be offered a test drive in the car. So coming to the car in question, very well looked after cars, you'll know. Engine starts absolutely instantly and settles to completely smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car. Temperature gauge I'll let you know a little bit later, because I've only just started the car. It's done it from cold, which I like to try and do if I possibly can. The engine is just brilliant, it really is, and don't think for a second because it's just a 1.6 diesel that it hasn't got enough oomph. It's actually quick, much quicker than 2.2s in operation, because this is the higher horsepower version. There's two versions, one roughly 130 and then this one at 160 horsepower, so it is a quick one. And given the fact that the gearbox has got a lot more ratios than the previous generation, it's much quicker to respond. A touch on the throttle and the thing is flying along. But where it gains is in fuel economy, because it is definitely a lot more economical than the last 2.2 as well. But a lovely unit to use day in, day out as well, because it's smooth, quiet, pulls wonderfully through the entire rev range of the car. But as I said, delivers really good, attainable economy as well. Engine then feeds through into the automatic gearbox. Lovely gearbox, very slick shifting, very quick shifting as well. Gear changes are really well judged and nicely done. Makes driving the car a real pleasure. Coming to the steering of the vehicle, again, Honda done a lovely job on it, because what they give you is a nicely weighted, makes the car feel really lovely and secure and solid on the road. I can't feel any wear through the steering system at all. Feels really sort of tight in hand. Tracks nice and straight. There's no vibrations coming back through the steering wheel at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit. Chassis of the vehicle, Honda, because basically suspension's all about compromise between how soft you make the ride and how tight you make the handling feel of the car. And Honda have struck a sweet spot with these CR-Vs for years. They're the best-selling SUV in the world, so what they give you is a very compliant, really nicely damped ride. But what it also gives you is a car that really flows through corners very, very nicely and accurately, with very or minimal body motion and movement. Some taller upright cars can be sort of softly sprung, so it'll be very smooth on the drive ahead. But when you come to sort of tighter corners or little manoeuvres like the one I'm about to do now, they tend to sort of dig in, lurch down, and sort of sway about. So I'd sort of exaggerate it with that one a little bit. But these, are just very, very, very composed indeed. I'm also on the road test, what I tend to look for is any kind of signs of any noises coming from underneath the vehicle, any kind of sort of knocking or chattering noises that shouldn't be there, and there's absolutely nothing at all. It feels incredibly tight and taut on the road. Brakes on the car, just make sure no one's behind me. I know they're really good, but it's a really nice solid brake pedal on the vehicle. Again, what I'm looking for is just when you hit the brakes initially, there shouldn't be any kind of pulsing or vibrations coming back through the brake pedal, but they should also feel powerful and grab well, and they do all of that absolutely perfectly. Coming to the interior of the car, I mean, just a sensationally well-made car. They really are. There's no squeaks, no rattles, no groans. All looks really beautifully put together. There's also a lovely colour combination inside these cars. This lighter leather is really sought after because it's quite a hot day today. It's 25 degrees. And quite muggy, but normally when I go in the shorts I've got to be careful to make sure my shorts are down low enough so I don't burn the back of my legs on the red hot leather seats. These just, it's lovely, but it also adds with the little trims in the doors. It breaks up the interior really nicely in terms of colours, so especially on sort of duller days when you get into a car, blacks leather's nice because I've got it in my car, but I do prefer this because it just adds a lightness and a warmth to the interior that you don't get from the black leathers. Dashboard is, by the way, simplicity itself to use. If you've driven one of these, or you haven't, but you know, within a couple of days they become second nature very, very quickly indeed. It's a very highly equipped car, but it doesn't phase or distract in any way when you're operating it. Sat nav, you can see they're working perfectly. Big screen on it, very simple to take the information in, very simple to sort of scroll through and use the basic functions there. Down below that, we've got a dual zone climate control system, so you can have different temperatures side to side. Air conditioning, by the way, pumping out absolutely ice cold air, and given the fact that it's a quite a hot day, that's quite a good test for it. So all working exactly as it should. Also worth noting, because it never really is, but the switchgear has a wonderful quality of actuation to it. It's got that rubbery click action to it. You know it's high quality, and it all works like that in hundreds of thousands of miles time. It's what Honda do brilliantly well. Dashboard in front of me is simplicity itself. It's just clear, legible, easy to read dials. Temperature gauge now, by the way, up to full operating temperature, running at a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be on a Honda car. Steering wheel, small in diameter, feels lovely in hand as well, perfectly sized, feels absolutely as new in hand as well, with no wear in it on the leather. Everything feels really tight and fresh in here, by the way. This is a four-wheel drive car, nothing to do, it does it all for you, because basically most people drive as I am today in perfectly good conditions, and Honda know that. So basically it runs in front wheel drive the whole time. Only if the front wheels lose grip on snow, mud or ice, something like that, then the front wheels, it senses it and it brings in the rear wheels to give you four-wheel drive instantly. It's a very good system. I use a CRV to tow, so I know how efficient the four-wheel drive system is, and I've never come close to getting stuck with one. Its simplicity also gives its reliability, by the way, because we've never so much as put a spanner in one of the four-wheel drive systems on these cars, having sold them for now for nearly 3 decades. As I said at the start of the video, the point of it, brief as it may be, is literally just to show the car in operation. The car drives absolutely perfectly. It feels, and I hate saying this because it's so cliched for the used car trade, but it does feel absolutely like new to drive and to sit in. Wonderful vehicle. As always though, if you've got any questions about the car, don't hesitate, do give us a call.